three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grand Star Sports Network.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Robbinsville High School. Been a long time since we've been on the air with you here on the Grand Star Sports Network. But we're back for first round playoff action here tonight at home within the friendly confines of Robbinsville High School. It'll be the Black Knights and the North Stokes Vikings duking it out here on GramStarSports.com. Round one postseason playoff action set to come your way. How you doing, fans? Kevin Hensley here with you on the Grand Star Sports Network. The shirt I'm wearing tonight was given out at the end of last season by the Robbinsville Boys program, and it touted their successful run they had last year. Now, needless to say, this year did not go exactly as planned. The Black Knights finished third in the Smoky Mountain Conference, and, of course, still were able to pull off a home playoff game in the postseason. They got the number 16 seed, and they have 16 wins on the campaign as well. Meanwhile, the visitors from North Stokes are the 17 seed. They finished second in the 1A Northwest Conference, record of 18-9 thus far. So we're looking at what could be a pretty even matchup. All right, fans, now we're going to introduce our starting lineups. First for the visitors from North Stokes, the Vikings. Number 10, a junior, Justin Rakes. Another junior, number 12, Paxton Lawson. Senior, number 22, Angus Stanberry. Another senior, number 30, Cole Hicks. And a senior, number 43, Will Gear. And coach is David Anderson. All right, fans, let's hear it. It's playoff time in Robbinsville. Here are your Black Knights. Number 4, Roman Jones. Number 10, Bryce Adams. Number 11, Donovan Carpenter. Number 15, Dave Knott. And number 23, Darian Ledbetter. That's it, brother. Kill it. All right, fans, first round playoff action coming your way here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for tonight's telecast, running around doing about 50 different assignments. Thanks to Avery Phillips and Draley Webster for helping us get the production underway, if you'll have it, with the starting lineups. Looks like an errant junk ball. We'll have to do take two here to begin the postseason. It's Will Gear and Donovan Carpenter, Ledbetter with the ball as we begin action here tonight. And you see the Knights want it. Jumper inside for two will be off. Rebounded by North Stokes and Justin Rakes. Tip-off coming tonight at 6:04 p.m. here in Graham County. Glad you're with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network for the first round of the state playoffs. As our graphics are lagging here on us, we'll get them going here in just a moment. 2-0 is the score. North Stokes gets the opening salvo. And a foul called, bump on the floor, and we're going to see who they assign that one to. It will be on Robbinsville. It is on Darian Ledbetter. That is numero uno for him, and the first one of the game, too, of course, here on GramStarSports.com. Ball plucked away. Roman Jones gets the start tonight. Kenyon Swimmer is out of action with a concussion right now, and he's the only missing component from the normal starting five for the Black Knights. Don't forget, fans, we do have the Lady Knights coming up in action at 7 o'clock over in Hayesville. That game will not be live streamed, but we are going to do our very best to provide updates as we can get them from Clay County. Knights are taking on Hayesville for the fourth time this year. Gear for three will miss. Rebound by Paxton Lawson will go to the hole for two, and that makes it 4-0 Vikings here in the first quarter. Roman Jones dumps it off to Ledbetter. Adams back to Ledbetter, inside pass to Carpenter, plucked away. Stokes is speedy here in the early going. That is Justin Rakes with the ball, two inside to Gear. It is good. He is a offensive threat, needless to say, for South Stokes, South Stokes on the other end of that county. I apologize. 6-0 is the gamut. Either way, whatever Stokes school it may be. Drive inside, foul called. Donovan Carpenter draws it. He'll go to the line. First foul of the night assessed to North Stokes, and it will go against Justin Rakes. So if you're Robbinsville, it's a cold start. Don't want to see that for too long if you can help it. 6-0 run to begin things for the Vikings. And the second one careens off the board. No dice. Last touched by the Knights. It will be an inbound. Drive inside to Gear again. Boy, he is dominant in the paint here in the early going on GramstarSports.com. Proving tough to defend, no doubt about it. Senior forward for North Stokes. 6'4" in your program. Jake Beasley fired up. Wants to get his Black Knight straightened up. We'll take the timeout with him here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And welcome back to Graham County. Kevin Hensley with you on the Gramstar Sports Network. You're watching the first round of the state playoffs, and right now it's all North Stokes. Will Gear, the senior forward for the Vikings, has been a force. 6 of their first 8 points assessed to Mr. Gear. Inbound coming right here at half court below us on the Gramstar Sports Network. Everyone got a piece of the pie in the Smoky Mountain Conference as far as the playoff cut this year, except for one team, and that, of course, is the Murphy Lady Bulldogs. They were unable to punch their ticket. Putback no good, and Stokes kicking the ball around quick. There's number 22. Shot will miss. Darian Ledbetter gets the rebound, a rare stat so far for Robbinsville here in the early going. Not for 3. He'll be off the rim. Rebounded by Justin Rakes. And stolen away. Ledbetter's got it. It's going to be off the rim. Boy, the Knights just cannot get into a groove here in the early going, and they are paying for it. Changed his mind on a 3 and drove in, did Mr. Cole Hicks, and that'll make it 10-0. Three for naught is good, and that finally cracks the scoreboard for Robbinsville here in the first quarter. And ball stolen away again. This time, Bryce Adams responsible for the theft. And inside, he gets driven, bumped, and a travel called by official Pepper Taylor. We got Pepper Taylor, Taylor Brooks, and Philip Orr in attendance with us tonight. The men in stripes, and they do a fantastic job for sure. On the other end, drive inside for 2. It's Gear again. It's 12-3 in the first quarter. A little surprised at the attendance here tonight with it being a first-round playoff game for the Black Knights. I thought we'd have a few more folks here, but a lot of games going on around the region tonight, so I suppose it's a pick your poison kind of thing. North Stokes is just dictating the pace here and really going. How about the backcourt? That'll give Robbinsville a break. Don Pratt couldn't get across midcourt. It'll be an inbound right in front of the Vikings bench for Bryce Adams. Drive in. Carpenter battles for it. Kicks it back out. Ledbetter left unattended on the perimeter. You can't do that. 3 for Darian Ledbetter. And with a pair of trays, Robbinsville has cut the deficit in half. Nice trying to get in a groove, but of course you got to stop shots like that and putbacks like that. Oh, wow, what a break. How about that? Ball's careened around the rim and back out. 12-6 with 2:43 to play here in the first quarter. And the ball plucked away by Cole Hicks for the Vikings. He's on a fast break for 2. Vikings back up by 8. As we mentioned, North Stokes, second place in the regular season in the Northwest 1A Conference. They finished 9-3 in the division. Robbinsville was 6-4 in the Smoky Mountain Conference this year. Season series is swept. Series I by Cherokee and Swain County, and that takes care of that. Robbinsville's divisional title defense unsuccessful. Cherokee prevailed as the conference champs and the tournament champs. Roman Jones pump shot inside for 2, rebounded by Gear. He'll pull down the board. I was just trying to keep pace here in the first quarter. I think they're getting a little more cozy on the floor, though. Not real aggressive on the boards here in the early going, however. 1:52 to play in the first segment. Inbound to Darian Ledbetter, running point for the Black Knights. Pass over to Dane Knott. Will go back to Ledbetter. They're going around the horn. Quinn Jumper, Knights sixth man in off the bench now. Passes to Ledbetter. He's outside for 3. He drains it. Well, that was as casual as it comes. Thank you very much. 5-point ball game here in the first quarter. Back-to-back threes for Ledbetter. Knights offense solely has rested beyond the arc here tonight. And that one coughed up. And in case you're wondering, the South Stokes Soras actually finished a perfect 12-0 in the Northwest 1A this year to win that division's championship. Once we get our bearings about us, we'll try to go over more of the Smoky Mountain Conference breakdown if you'll have it here tonight. Too many moving parts right now to even think about it, unfortunately, as a three-pointer gets through the net. Mr. John Pratt on the tray. It's 17-9 North Stokes. Jumper on the outside. Ledbetter to Knott. Well, what a vibrant bench the Vikings have. Clapping their team on here in defense. And ball coughed up and lost by Ledbetter. Stolen away. And a foul called. Well, I thought it was a foul called. I guess it's just going to be an inbound, my mistake. Ledbetter had it, but I guess he fell out of bounds with it. 29 seconds to play in the first. Drive in, and it's deposited. Nicely done with 10 seconds to play by Cole Hicks. Beg your pardon, 10-second mark here now. Short time either way. And a 2 inside. Jumper's jumper will result in a 2-shot foul. It worked by the big junior Quinn Jumper. Only the second visit tonight to the foul line for Robbinsville. The first effort, of course, Donovan Carpenter went 0 for 2. Jumper makes his first. That gets Robbinsville into double digits. And he goes 2 for 2. 3.2 to play as the ball's inbounded. I don't know what they'll get off. Well, they tried it. The desperate heave by Paxton Lawson proves unsuccessful. Second quarter coming your way, 19-11 in favor of the Vikings. Stay with us. And we're back live. Second quarter fixing to come your way on the Grand Star Sports Network. It will be a North Stokes inbound here below us. Vikings have an 8-point lead. Started out hot with a 10-0 run before Robbinsville got on the scoreboard. And a trio of trays, if you'll have it, by the Black Knights. Helped get Robbinsville back in the game. Truthfully, Bryce Adams picks that one off. Down the floor we go. Ledbetter was flying. Foul called. And it's going to go against Quinn Jumper. That is going to be his first of the ball game. So Adams' steal is unsuccessful. Robbinsville hosted not one but two home playoff games last year and won them in very slim outcomes. Last year's team, remarkable, won the conference championship for the first time in 10 years, conference tournament. First time in the same amount of time. Tommy Johnson was the head coach the last time they won it. Dane Noddle plucked that one off. We'll go back to the history lesson in just a moment. Ledbetter can't finish the shots. He's 0 for 2 trying to get those layups in. Here in the second quarter, transition baskets are going to not. Will Gear is an outside for us. My goodness, is there anything the man can't do? 22-11 after that easy peasy three. Roswell went to the third round of the playoffs last year, fell to Eastern Randolph. Jumper three, it'll be off the rim. Rebounded by Dane Knott. Not normally your starting point guard. They've had to shuffle things around with Kenyon Swimmer on the bench tonight. Bryce Adams rebound. He tried to put it back in. No dice. How about a three in response? No can do. It'll be Bryce Adams on the cleanup. Back up the floor we go for the Black Knights. First two rebounds of the night for Adams. He normally is edging close to a double-double at this point in a typical contest. It's playoff time. You got to be on your A game. How about Quinn Jumper just flat out outpacing the Vikings? Adams one-on-one matchup and a foul call. They try to get an offensive charge on the other end. Instead, it'll be a and one for Mr. Adams. Foul will go against Amos Stanberry, senior for the Vikings. And that will be off the front of the rim. Who else but Will Gear will grab the rebound. Greer for three. It's good. Boy, Greer having a monster first half, and the Knights can't defend him. Foul count low at the moment, so hopefully it'll stay that way for, well, both programs, frankly. Whether you're a Viking or a Black Knight, you're very much welcome here tonight in Graham County. And the foul goes against number 30. That's Cole Hicks for North Stokes. Real quick, we'll run down the men's bracket for the Smoky Mountain Conference. Of course, you're watching Robbinsville North Stokes, 16 and the 17 seed. The Hayesville Yellow Jackets, who came to life in the Smoky Mountain Conference tournament, winless in the regular season in the division, ended up reaching the tournament finals against Cherokee and held tough for 3/4 of that game, as a matter of fact. Putback by Bryce Adams. And fans, if you can believe it, that's the first shot from inside the paint tonight for the Black Knights. Third rebound of the game for Bryce Adams. Either way, we apologize. Hayesville boys are at Eastern Randolph, speaking of the Wildcats. And that one flies out of bounds. Last touched by number 22, Amos Stanberry. That is the 8th seed, Eastern Randolph, against the 25 in Hayesville. Andrews boys basketball hosting North Rowan. That's the 13 seed welcoming the 20 to town. Long shot will turn out empty. North Stokes got the rebound. Back inside, and it's going to be off. It'll be, I believe, a Vikings inbound. It is. Number 5, Carter Joyce goes over to clean it up. Conference champions Cherokee, the 6th seed, hosting Christ the King, the number 27 in the first round tonight. Ledbetter plucks it away and finishes a shot. 10 points now in the ball game for Darian Ledbetter. 4:22 to play in the half. Moving down the card here, Murphy hosting Sugar Creek. That's a newcomer to the 1A conference. Division, I should say. Murphy, the 11 seed. Sugar Creek, the 22. And that was wow, they're going to call a charge or a block, I beg your pardon, on Quinn Jumper instead of the charge. That's his second. Back into the game now for North Stokes is Paxton Lawson. Swain County, the 15, is hosting Bradford Preparatory. I'm sure you can watch that game over on the Maroon Devils Network. But why would you want to tune out of this one? And we got a little bit of well, the ball's wet. I thought it was going to be the floor that was a little damp. I apologize. In case you're wondering, the Little Smoky Mountain Conference champions, Hiawassee Dam, got the 10 seed. They have welcomed Mountain Island Charter. The boys' game played first tonight. It's a doubleheader. The girls have a playoff game as well. We'll break down the girls' bracket here in just a short. But the boys got the opener in Cherokee County tonight. And how about that? Good basket. Bryce Adams fights his way to the goal, gets points 3 and 4 on his resume tonight. Robbinsville trails by 6. Doesn't look like anyone else from the Little Smoky made it to the postseason. It was a pretty lopsided conference this year in girls and boys action. Hiawassee Dam dominated the standings. Bryce Adams grabs the and one, which went errant. Dane not for 3, changed his mind. How about Carpenter? And that one will miss. Hard fought rebounds all around, and Bryce Adams flies into the home stands. He'll be okay, it appears. And Knight's trying to put on another stop at half court. That's not going to work. And a casual 3 pulled up and connects by Mr. Stanberry. It's back to a 9-point ball game. How quick it shifts here in Graham County. No look pass, beautifully done. Back out to Carpenter on the perimeter. He tries for 3. It's off. Bryce Adams doing Bryce Adams things, including drawing the foul. Good work by Bryce Adams. .246 left here in the first half. Foul went against Justin Rakes. That is his second of the night. And Adams will make his first. That's the first foul shot he's connected on here in the ball game. Pair of and ones he's missed, and now misses that one as well. Ball got away, quickly careened in by Carpenter, but travel action will hurt you every time. 2:42 left in the first half. Quite frankly, when we left the Air fans on February the 5th in that impromptu senior night game here at home against Blue Ridge School, we didn't know if we'd be back on the air this year or not for Blank Knights basketball, as Carter Joyce dumps it in for 2, 30-20 now, North Stokes. Well, we're glad that we were able to get back on the air one more time with you, and right around the corner, it's crept up on us here at the Graham Star, as well as I think some of the fans here in Robbinsville. Spring sports and baseball and softball action, we alternate broadcasts. We had one lined up for Thursday, Robbinsville baseball was scheduled to host Mountain Heritage, but that game has been postponed by the Cougars. So Robbinsville's season opener will actually take place Friday at Rosman. We do hope to have the Lady Knights season opener next Tuesday at Smoky Mountain on the air for you. Dane Nutt finally takes a shot after a lengthy possession. Putback by Ledbetter will do the trick. Ledbetter with 12 points here in the first half. It's over half your offense. Your math nut at home. Carpenter rebound, and you hear Jake Beasley yelling push at the Black Knights. I start playing their brand of basketball, and so far that's not been what we've seen. Long three, how about that? Talon Cole, a sophomore guard, makes his appearance in the game known. 58 seconds left in the first half. Ledbetter flies inside. Carpenter for two. It'll be off the backboard and through the net. That gets Carpenter in the score column. That's his first points for the ball game. And a foul called underneath the North Stokes basket. It will go against, I believe, Dane Nutt is what they're signaling. No, I stand corrected. That's what I get for trying to call it ahead of time. Second one against Darian Ledbetter. Beg your pardon. Sure to pick up a copy of the Graham Star this week, fans. We're available in 3 counties. That is our core product, of course, Graham County's hometown newspaper since 1955. We'll go back to the office tonight on Tallulah Road and put the finishing touches on it. We'll get these playoff games in, baseball and softball season previews, but boy, have we got a bevy of news for you. Dane Nutt on the steal draws a foul. That'll send him to the line. You don't see Nutt at the foul line too often. He's normally lights out when he does make a visit to the charity stripe. Local news that you may want to check out. There was a drug bust in Robbinsville on Friday night. Local woman has been arrested for trying to coerce a witness to change their statement regarding a crime in the county. You'll want to check that out. And probably the biggest news broke yesterday afternoon. Robbinsville, Graham County, I should say. Let's just expand it as it is. 1-for-2 trip to the line by Dane Nutt. 33-25, 28 seconds to play. Graham County will be getting urgent care back for the third time. New provider Advent Health of Hendersonville will be signing on to provide urgent care services in the county. We've got it all. And update on the hut at Robbinsville First Baptist Church, much more. Oh, there may be a candidate Q&A. You may want to check the Graham Star out for that. Polls will close next Tuesday. Make sure you meet your candidates. Know who you're voting for on the ballot here in Robbinsville. And one on the way for Amos Stanberry. The foul was committed by Luke Lovin, who is back in action tonight. Good to see that. He's experienced some major collarbone issues this year. Quick passes back and forth. 3 for Carpenter. And that's going to do it for the first half. So Robbinsville ends the first half on a high note, but still down by 7 as they enter the locker room. We'll be back in 10. Actually, we'll be back a little bit sooner. We're going to crunch some stats for you at halftime, folks, and let you know where the Knights stand as far as statistics at the break. Is 35-28 in favor of the Vikings. Well, fans, I'll argue it until I'm in the ground. There is never a bad time for REO Speedwagon, and when I'm running the music, that's what you're going to get here at Robbinsville High School. Welcome back, fans. We're going to the second half here in just a few moments. The Knights just now coming out of the locker room. We're roughly 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the resumption of play. Black Knights trailing 35-28 after a hot start by the North Stokes Vikings. It has turned into a more competitive matchup. Knights started hitting some shots outside and drew things a little closer, got within 6 in the second period, but the Vikings are keeping the pedal to the metal. At the pause, Darian Ledbetter is the leading scorer. He has 12 points for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Bryce Adams and Donovan Carpenter have 5 points each. And I'll finally have a camera operator. God bless Crystal White. She's one of the most fantastic humans in Graham County history. Helping us out tonight. We're extremely short-handed. Don't have a videographer. Don't have a photographer. And we're just doing the best we can to get through this broadcast because you guys have paid your hard-earned money to watch the first round of the state playoffs, and we intend to deliver on the Graham Star Sports Network. Over in Hayesville, the Lady Knights are about 15 minutes away from tip-off in real time, of course. And I believe right here below us is where you're going to go for the tip-off. Ooh. All right. And you see Darian Ledbetter taking the inbound. We're back in action here on GramStarSports.com. 7:18 to play here in the third quarter. Knights battling here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Trying to find some inside penetration. They get it from Donovan Carpenter. That cuts it to 5. Pass goes to Dane Nod on the assist. That's his first of the ball game. And in response, three-pointer no good. Bryce Adams pulls down the rebound, and this is more like the Robbinsville we know and love. 6 rebounds tonight for Bryce Adams. Win, lose, or draw, fans, tonight, whoever takes the W away from this one will be hitting the road. Unless the Highland Tech Rams can pull off the upset of the century against South Stokes. One of these two programs will be facing South Stokes in the second round. That is Friday. And let's break down while we got a moment the girls bracket as well. As we mentioned already, the Lady Knights are at Hayesville. Hayesville, the 15th seed against the 18 Lady Knights. And a dump inside for 2. Well, errant body contact by Donovan Carpenter. 6:16 to play in the third quarter. Elsewhere on the docket, Hiawassee Dam, as we mentioned, hosting Mitchell. That's the nightcap tonight for the Eagles at the Nest. Cherokee, the conference champions and a dominant program. I defy any team really to make a crack at them in the early goings. They're hosting Highlands, the 3 seed against the 30. First, Adams drives in for 2, rebounded by Will Greer, who's been a dominant Viking on the floor tonight. Andrews is at North Rowan, so the boys are hosting the Spartans, and the girls are at the Spartans. 2 inside for Greer, and it's a 9-point ball game here in the third quarter. Swain County is at Polk County tonight. That's the 23-seeded Lady Devils against the number 10 Lady Wildcats. And that rounds out your conference qualifiers for the postseason. The Murphy Lady Bulldogs, as we mentioned, did not make the postseason cut. How about that move by Donovan Carpenter? Still couldn't get the shot in, though. Real Greer on the rebound and flying up the floor. Paxton Lawson dumps it inside to the last moment. Good pass to Amos Stanberry. And fans, that 5-point deficit has quickly spiraled into an 11-point hole that the Knights have to dig themselves out of here in the third quarter. 4:42 to play. Jumper for Carpenter. Oh, the Knights are just unable to get hot on the rim on their goal, as a matter of fact, here in the second half. Airmailed 3. Ledbetter rebounds. Inside, and almost took out Phillip Orr, a local jewel, if you'll have it, here in Graham County. We can't hurt Phillip. He's our official for about 70% of our games all year long, no matter the sport. Foul is on Justin Rakes. That's his third of the night. Ledbetter will make his first, and it's a 10-point ball game. And collects the 2 for 2. Good to see that. That's the first series tonight where Robbinsville has hit both. That's unusual for the Black Knights. They typically are sharp shooters at the charity stripe. That's something head coach Jake Beasley, who you see standing up in the background with a blue shirt on, instills in these young men. Consistency at the foul line, that is what wins ball games. Bryce Adams pulls down the rebound. Dane Knott creeps around the perimeter. Or Stokes rooting on their team in the background, clapping on the bench. 3 for Carpenter. He had plenty of time to set that up. That was a good shot. Ledbetter took a powder. 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals for Darian Ledbetter tonight, and 14 points. Big game for the junior, Darian Ledbetter. How about Donovan Carpenter on the steal? And it happened so quick we almost didn't catch it. Nothing wrong with a transition basket when you're trying to battle back from behind. And one is going to be A-OK as well. That's 2 fouls on Mr. Amos Stanberry here in the ballgame. Carpenter drains this, and we've got a 3-point contest on our hands. That's really the first time tonight Robbinsville's threatened. They've not led in the game yet, but the shot misses. 41-37 with 3:23 to play in the third. And Greer almost coughed it up, able to careen the ball, get it under control. Rakes, circles around. Stanberry had to get loose from Dane Knott. He paused at the ball, but is unable to obtain it. 3 minutes left in the third. And Greer's 2 inside, no good. Smacked back. It'll be Vikings basketball. Ball blocked by Carpenter, and a foul on the floor. That will go against, I believe, Quinn Jumper. Big block by Big Don. It is Jumper's third of the evening. And deposit off the inbound by John Pratt. Vikings back up to a 6-point lead. And a foul on the drive on the other end. That's 4 team fouls already on North Stokes in the third quarter after they stayed pretty clean in the first half. But that's 4 on Justin Rakes. He'll have to take a lengthy stint on the bench. He's one of their starters. Adams tried to get a jumper off the inbound, couldn't do it. Vikings rebound with 2:24 to play.
Hands up, hands up.
Once again, fans, we are thankful you have chosen to spend your Tuesday evening with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We stream 5 varsity sports for Robbinsville all year long. We take care of football and volleyball coverage in the fall, basketball, of course, in the winter, and baseball and softball action is what we alternate between in the springtime. Already mentioned, of course, the baseball and softball season begins, well, Friday at Rosman for the baseball team and Tuesday at Smoky Mountain for the softball team. So an inbound coming. That's the first foul of the night against Bryce Adams. Nice play and aggressive. I'm talking some in-your-face defense right now by Robbinsville. That's good to see that. Let's say a fire underneath these young men. And a hard foul on the floor. It's an offensive charge against Cole Hicks. Good call by the officials. Hicks obviously frustrated with the proceedings. Slammed his hand on the floor. Looking to see what his foul count's at. I don't have his off the top of my head. That is his 4th as well. Wow. So the Vikings have a couple in foul trouble here in the third quarter. Still 43-37. Score hasn't changed in about a minute and a half. Carpenter, I beg your pardon, tried to change that. Couldn't get it done. That's the second time I've messed up Carpenter and Ledbetter tonight. Three-pointer, no dice. Whistle blows underneath the basket in the tussle. Bryce Adams rung up for his second foul of the ball game, and his second one really in about a minute and a half.
Let's go, White.
Feed in. Sorry about that interruption. Rear rebound. He'll draw a foul off of that. That may be Bryce again. And it is. Wow, Bryce Adams had a clean record until about a minute and a half ago, and he's committed 3 fouls in that quick a span. And first one in by Greer. He's seen a lot of action here tonight. And he ultimately goes 2 for 2 at the line. 8-point ball game. Inside, and a last-second dump, broken up. And wisely broken up, I might add. It was off Nathaniel Shope last by John Pratt for the Vikings. Every second counts right now if you're a Black Knight. Drew it within 4 just a moment ago.
Go get your guy.
Robbinsville has not led in this basketball game. And that's something we have not had to say a whole lot of times this year. 51 seconds left. 4 fouls on Quinn Jumper now. He'll be out of the game for a little bit. Roman Jones will check back in for him. Amos Stanberry makes his first. And it is a 9-point spread for Robbinsville to cover.
Rebound.
1 for 2 trip. Ledbetter rebounds it. Flying up the floor. Takes it. Good work by Ledbetter. That's the kind of energy you want to see out of that young man. He is the leading scorer here tonight. And that's rebound number 4, and that is his 16th points of the evening, if you're keeping track at home. Add 1 could make this a 6-point basketball game. And he makes it. 3-point play, first one of the night for Robbinsville. We hope to get some updates from Hayesville. We have several people on standby if they're able to get them to us. 3-pointer in response by the Vikings takes away the 3-point play. So Carpenter gets inventive. Inside, can't find it. Rebound. 18 seconds to play in the third quarter. And how about that move by Carter Joyce, but no dice. Ball will be broken up, and I believe Joyce was assessed a foul there. He was. And with it reaching 5 team fouls now, it's 2 shots for all of the rest 13 seconds in this quarter. Dane Knott is at the line for Robbinsville. Hoping to make a difference here in the third. He was 1 of 2 on his last trip. That's a good start. And he goes 2 for 2. 11 seconds to play. Can the Vikings get a response in time? 3-pointer. That looks good, but it's going to be off. Dane Knott grabs the rebound. 2 seconds short time. It's not going to be anywhere near the basket. We'll go to the fourth. Robbinsville still trailing. It's now 49-42 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fourth quarter, it's now or never for the Robbinsville Black Knights hosting the North Stokes Vikings. GrahamStarSports.com is the only place you can watch this one live and in living color. Any posers, we need to know about it. That is not allowed by the NCHSAA. 3 for Greer to begin the fourth. Is going to be off, and a hard-fought rebound. Bodies colliding in the paint. Foul will go against Donovan Carpenter when it's all said and done. 7:45 to play here tonight. Late night should be tipping off any moment now. And looks like they rung up the wrong player on the scoreboard. Well, you can't do that. We'll make sure you keep that in check. That's Carpenter's first of the night. How about that block by Roman Jones and a steal by Donovan Carpenter inside. Pop shot is off. Putback is not. Roman Jones will break through in the score column, and that's the most important basket of his young career, I'm sure. That cuts to 5. Natural athlete is Roman Jones. Haven't seen him playing basketball since middle school until this season.
Hey, watch under the basket. Watching.
Playing in Nathaniel Shope, the big 6'6" center with the steal. Donovan Carpenter for 3. It's going to be off. Shope rebound, right back. Take 2 is off as well. Oh, my goodness. Last touched by Shope. Boy, that's some good effort by Robbinsville nonetheless. 5-point ball game. And some substitutions coming. It's like Darian Ledbetter and Dane Nod back in the game for the Black Knights. 7 minutes to go. And Bryce Adams in the face. The Coming to America reference, thank you. Real Greer for 2. It'll be good. And the Vikings continue to stay one step ahead of the Black Knights. They've done it all night. Will Greer is mostly responsible for that. He's been a machine on the floor. Counted for 6 of the first 8 points the Vikings put up. Hit a pair of threes just for good measure in the first half. North Stokes jumped to a 10-0 lead to start this ball game. Robbinsville has battled every moment since. Donnie Carpenter kicks it out to Bryce Adams on the perimeter. He'll drive in. Feed to Knott. He's unguarded. Rebound by Bryce Adams. There's Donovan Carpenter drawing the foul. Missed the layup, but that's all right. Make it work there, Donovan. Work with what you got, my friend. 8 rebounds now for Bryce Adams tonight. 2 fouls on Carter Joyce. And the first shot will be off. Carpenter went 0 for 2 on his only other visit to the line in the first quarter. Foul shots have proved costly tonight for the Black Knights. Matter of fact, if they made all of them, they'd be ahead by several points. Timeout called by Jake Beasley here on GramStarSports.com. Kevin Hensley and the one and only Crystal White helping out with tonight's broadcast of the first round of the state playoffs. Robbinsville North Stokes basketball on your tubes on this Tuesday night. 6:10 to play, and the Black Knights have cut it to 6. The fans, they've not led all night. North Stokes has stayed one step ahead and has refused to relent. We knew it would be a competitive ball game. We knew the Vikings would come in shooting, and Will Greer, as we have mentioned numerous times in the ball game, has been most of the reason why. The big senior center, he's 6'4". And, boy, the Knights are having a hard time contending with that. Ball swatted down, but Roman Jones makes sure. Knights keep possession. Ledbetter gets the basket. Foul called. Back to a 6-point deficit. Well, Ledbetter, have yourself a night. I'm asked right, that's 19 points for Ledbetter in the ball game. 3 fouls, by the way, on Carter Joyce for North Stokes. Off the rim, nothing doing on the M1. 6-point ball game, it remains. Robbinsville has cut it to 4 at 1 point tonight. That's as close as they've gotten to taking the lead. What a last-second pass to Greer. Holy cow. And a foul called on the shot. Donovan Carpenter is charged with his second of the night. And looks like a pair of Vikings are going to check in. That is Justin Rates, who has stayed in foul trouble. Hadn't seen him much here in the second half. He's got 4 against him. And Cole Hicks back in the game as well. Greer's and 1 is perfection. North Stokes 56, Robbinsville 47. And the Knights going to have to pick up the tempo here. Got to execute. Clutch time right now. Season is on the line, quite frankly. 9-point ball game. Pass to the perimeter. Cole Hicks for 3. It's off. Rebounded by Donovan Carpenter. Ledbetter flying up the floor. It's off. Put back by Carpenter is not. Thank you.
Keep it up, Clark.
And it looks like Cole Hicks is a little frustrated on the other end, trying to figure out what was going on with him. Carpenter now with 4 rebounds in the ball game. 15 points if I've got my tallies right up here. 4:23 to play. 3 is going to be off. Oh, my goodness. How about that? And he drew the foul. Oh, baby. I better bite my tongue. Yikes. Heck of a save by Cole Hicks. Will Greer delivers. 2 fouls now on Roman Jones. And Nice trying to play catch-up. 3-point plays like that are going to be costly. It's a 10-point lead again for North Stokes. And a foul on Carpenter's jumper on the right side. That is 2 fouls on John Pratt here tonight. Junior forward. Carpenter hits his first. Good to see that. Back to back. That'll work. And it's an 8-point ball game. They finally break through to the Vikings. Greer for 2 is going to go in. Still a 10-point ball game. Vikings pushing, as are the Black Knights. Ball plucked away. Cole Hicks. He drops it through. And the fans that traveled here from Danbury tonight saying a heck of a performance. Timeout called by Jake Beasley after Bryce Adams' quick response on the other end. We'll take it with him on GramStarSports.com. Live from Robbinsville High School, it's the first round of the state playoffs here on the Gramstar Sports Network. You're watching it live as it happens. 3:20 left in the ball game. You see the deficit. Robbinsville has not had a single lead in this ball game. No, I'll keep going back to that, but it's a shocking statistic, quite frankly. Three-pointer off the rim. Putback no good. Swatted away by Roman Jones. Ball goes out. Good defense inside by the junior the pride of Snowbird on the floor at the moment. And there's little Snowbird's contribution. He'll dump it in for 2. It's an 8-point ball game. And another 3. No dice. Rebounded. Timeout called by David Anderson of the North Stokes Vikings. That's the first timeout called tonight by the visitors. We'll be right back. Play resumes with 2:37 to go. An immediate, I'm talking right off the bat, foul called against Bryce Adams. That'll be his 4th of the night. And Robbinsville's ran it up to 5, so it's 2 shots from here on out each time an infraction is committed. And they've sent the most consistent man of the ball game to the line late. And you see it. He makes his first. Vikings started out hot, quite frankly more aggressive. Robbinsville has picked up the intensity as the ball games went on, but fell behind early and has not been able to slow them down on defense to pull any closer than 4 from the word go. Adams 3 off the rim. They not rebound. Takes it outside. Ledbetter will get it to Roman Jones. And another 3 for Donovan Carpenter. Knights, of course, are going to try the long ball at the moment. Got to make up all the ground you can as quick as you can. 10-point ball game. 2:07 to play. Donovan Carpenter turns, gets Greer off his back, and makes the basket. Greer inside, foul called. Roman Jones wasn't even moving, but he'll get assessed foul number 3. Stand correct, that is his 3rd foul, excuse me. And Greer with a rare miss. He's been a guy to bet on all night, and that went off with 1:52 to play. Knights are going to take every break they can down the stretch here. That's not going to help much. Boy, good ball control. Good awareness by Stanberry. Threw it out to Justin Rakes. And another foul call. Knights are going to have to foul all the way here. I just hope the Vikings turn the faucet to cold in the latter stages of this ball game. It's only an 8-point deficit right now. If you're Robbinsville, you got to hit some clutch shots, and you got to get them quick. Quick fouls like that will increase your chances. First one misses. That's Paxton Lawson at the line for North Stokes. And the second one is going to be good. It's now a 9-point lead. Here comes Robbinsville. Obviously going to try something outside. I don't know if they want to go inside this moment in time, but see what they draw up nonetheless. Carpenter floats in. Rebound no good. Rear. And Carpenter getting a little aggressive. And Carpenter takes the heat for it, unfortunately. That's his 3rd of the ball game. And he will make his first. .125 to go. Eerily quiet in here tonight.
Go!
Bryce Adams pulls it down after the 1 for 2. Ledbetter, pop shot for 2, will take care of it. Timeout called. Knights trail by 8. It's 67-59 on the Gramstar Sports Network. Buck 16 left here in the first round of the state playoffs. Robbinsville's season dwindling to an unpleasant close. They do not want the season to end this early here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And good Lord in heaven, what a foul on the other end, and that has drawn some serious ire. Benches are about to clear, and this is not what you want to see. Oh, my goodness. And we've got a bad fight on our hands on the floor, fans. You do not want the game to go like this. Carpenter being pulled away. And number 22, Amos Stanberry, was the other violator in charge there. 1:13 left on the clock, and things have went into overdrive. That's not the behavior anyone wants to see on the floor in any situation. That is heartbreaking. It was a hard foul by Carpenter, but the fist swinging, I'm not going to pick sides at all on that. Referees are going to have a conference after that. I'm sure Carpenter's out of the game. I saw the flagrant come up by the officials. He's done for the night. Minute 13 to go, and the crowd on hand stunned, to say the very least. We all are. That could have gotten ugly, and it did for a moment. Thankfully, the fans on both sides kept their composure, because they were all over the floor, and one errant throw there, and that could have been a hideous scene. This game's grinded to a halt now with 1:13 to go. Unbelievable. Donovan Carpenter, a senior for Robbinsville, lost his cool here in the final stages of, well, what it looks to be his basketball career here at Robbinsville, quite frankly, because this score holds, and this one's over, as is his run with the Black Knights. SRO Josh Reap out on the floor, making sure order stays in check. Warren Knott, David Maston over here to our right, D. Walsh all on hand, helping clear up the brawl. They're the administrators here tonight. Carpenter has jerked his jersey off. He knows he's done. Been a lot of unpleasant incidents over the years, fans. That's one of the worst I've ever had to witness. And the Robbinsville fans are begging for Amos Stanberry to hit the showers as well. We're not sure what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Way too much to assess in this ball game. Officials are up to head table. We apologize. Our camera is frozen on the Zoom. We can't get zoom in any farther than what we've got it right now, so we're just going to stay wide. Trying to see if there's any indication of what the calls are going to be, because we have no idea. That is, for the valiant comeback, Robbinsville continued to battle. North Stokes stayed one step ahead. You didn't want to see the ball game turn into this. And I believe that Stanberry is going to get to stay in the game, and he'll get to shoot some technicals on the other end here. Carpenter is done for the night. Sure, he's got to get to the locker room here in just a moment. He shouldn't be on the floor still. He's over in the corner. And he will hit his first, Mr. Stanberry, another senior, might add. Bumps up to 68-59. Now we'll see after this shot if there's any damage against North Stokes. 10-point ball game. And it looks like that's going to be all the damage there's going to be. No ejections on North Stokes. Greer gets a basket. I think the Vikings are probably a little fired up after that for sure. Hard-fought rebound. I'm sure Temples will stay cool after that. Don't want to see that happen again. 51 seconds to go. Robbinsville trailing by 12 now, as this one rapidly draws to a close. And a foul. Nathaniel Shope trying to keep Robbinsville in things. Time is running out. Greer will miss his first. That is the second foul of the night, by the way, on Nathaniel Shope. Greer goes 1 of 2 and trots back to the paint to greet the Robbinsville offense as they drive up the floor. Darian Ledbetter today not. It's going to be off the rim. Ledbetter rebounds it. Inside to Bryce Adams. It's off as well. And North Stokes has it. Greer with the rebound. Quick foul by Ledbetter. That gives Bryce Adams 10 rebounds in the ballgame. 31 seconds to play. That is 5 fouls on Darian Ledbetter. He has had an unbelievable night for Robbinsville. Really has shouldered much of the load on offense and defense. Battle inside the paint has not been friendly to the Black Knights tonight. But his time is done. Luke Lovin is back on the floor to replace Darian Ledbetter. Rebound by Bryce Adams. Inside, he coughs the ball up. Midway through it, though, he's fouled. Says the officials. I believe that's number 22, Amos Stanberry. That's his 5th. Unless they change it. I'm sorry, it's his 3rd. I stand corrected. And you can hear a pin drop in this gym right now. Everyone's still just trying to process what we witnessed a few minutes ago. Adams 2 for 2 at the line. It's an 11-point deficit now, but it's too late, I believe, for Robbinsville to do anything to catch up. No one's going to foul Greer, and he's just going to circle around the horn and hold on to it. Adams, just for funsies, is going to take it in, though. That's a charity, too, if you'll have it. Just plucked it away from Greer. That's going to be all. 72-63 is going to be your final score tonight. And the Robbinsville Black Knights see their season come to a very ungraceful end here in the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's playoffs. We'll check back in with you in just a moment with our final stat leaders from Graham County. Well, fans, after an absolutely fun basketball season here at home, we end with kind of a sour taste in our mouth after the on-court incident. And I'm not going to speak any more about it than we have to tonight, but the final score, we'll focus on that instead, and it is that the Robbinsville Black Knights fell 72-63 to the North Stokes Vikings. That ends Robbinsville's season. Record of 16-9 on the campaign. The Vikings are now 19-9, and we'll be moving into the second round of the playoffs on Friday. Haven't heard a final yet from the South Stokes Highland Tech game, but that's the 1 versus the 32 seed. So unless the Rams can pull off an upset, it'll be South and North Stokes clashing in an inter-county battle in the second round on Friday. We have received exactly 0 updates from Hayesville. We apologize, fans. Had several people that were going to be sending us score updates, and they must be in the throng of things over in Clay County tonight. We're wishing good luck once again to our Robbinsville Lady Knights. Robbinsville falling 72-63 here tonight. Donovan Carpenter led the way with 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals for the Black Knights. Darian Ledbetter finished 19 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and Bryce Adams pulled out that double-double after all. That was 13 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. And Big Will Greer, of course, say that again, Big Will Greer, got it right that time, sorry, led the Vikings with 36 points tonight. He just beat the glass, he beat the outside of the perimeter, and nobody could slow the big man down. Fans, we appreciate you being with us all year long for basketball action here on GramstarSports.com. And we'll be with you very soon. Just keep an eye out here on the website. Of course, watch our social media pages. We'll have broadcast scheduled very soon. We're not done for the school year. The spring season's upon us. We'll sit out and freeze to death for about 6 or 7 weeks, and then we'll cap it off with some sunny, warm weather as baseball and softball action rolls us into the end of the 2023-24 school year. I want to thank everyone that's helped us make these telecasts possible this year. Of course, we've had our sponsor loop going all year long. Those guys will be with us through the duration, but we also want to thank Crystal White, who stepped in tonight. Audrey Colvin's our normal camera operator. We want to thank her. She was unable to make it tonight. Phelan Welch has been our staff photographer for sports this year, and she's done a great job of basketball, just unable to find transportation here tonight. So we want to thank all of them for helping us out. We want to thank all of you for watching. What you do every time you buy a ticket to watch Robbinsville Athletics here on GramstarSports.com is you actually help the athletic program that you buy a ticket to watch. We give a portion of the proceeds right back, and in this case, to the basketball program at the end of the season. So we'll have to tally up all the numbers. It's been a very good year for us here at Gramstar Sports, and that's because of you and your dedication. For all of us here at Gramstar Sports, we'll be back with you in about, a week or so. Looking forward to it. It'll be Robbinsville Smoky Mountain Softball in Webster. That'll be next Tuesday, I believe, as a 4 p.m. first pitch, if I've got all my ducks in a row. And until then, this is Kevin Hensley wishing all of you a great rest of your week. Again, the final score here tonight, first round playoff action, North Stokes 72, Robbinsville 63.
Three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Gramstar Sports Network.